So the news that we all woke up to this morning was Kim Kardashian being I'm not laughing at her being robbed. You know what I'm laughing at? Because there's certain top stories that don't matter to the rest of the world, but they matter to us. We're not talking about Bill and Hillary. That's not our top story. Not here. Top story is that Kim K was robbed at gunpoint and tied up in the bathroom and tape put over her mouth in Paris. And so she was apparently, this all happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, you know how you feel at 3 o'clock in the morning, whether you've had wine or not. You know, everybody feels a little off at 3 o'clock in the morning. Apparently 5 gunmen posing as cops broke into her luxury apartment. The concierge downstairs is alleged to have buzzed the cops in, with ski masks. But you know what though? They probably didn't put the masks on until they got to the elevator. So therefore, they just look very coply, you know? And you know, poor concierge, you know, he's making his minimum wage. He's like rich people. Because by the way, this is a luxury apartment building where very, very wealthy people stay, and there are only a few apartments in this particular building. And so, you know, the concierge was probably like, rich people always up to something. I am over here getting minimum wage, let me mind my own business. So I don't, you know, I don't blame the concierge, nor do I blame Kanye, who was on stage in Queens and shut his show down in the middle of the show saying that there was a family emergency. You know, of course, most of the people that were there did not understand that. You know, they paid their money, they wanted their show, but I get what he did. He probably just got on his bicycle and, you know, and rode over to Paris and to see his wife. The kids, thank goodness, North and St. West, they weren't there. But it appears like she was in this apartment by herself, you guys, which, Kim, you can't have it both ways. I mean, you know, you've turned your life over to an international audience. Now you always have to have people around. So you're stuck having somebody around all the time because you are such an easy target. You know, there are men who want to have their sexual way with you. I mean, you know, think about it. With Kim K, it's more than a robbery. It's a whole violation. In a lot of ways, it's way worse than being first lady of any country, because there's so many ways that people want to violate her. And whether it's steal or rob or, you know, mangle or assault. Anyway, they put a gun allegedly to her head. As they were taping and tying. You know, I would hope that she's not making any part of this story up just for dramatic effect. But, you know, because of this family, and they're kind of soulless, you know? So you can't believe everything that you hear, but this is very, very upsetting. They stole $10 million worth of jewelry. Well, you know what, Kim? Oh, and 2 of her phones. I don't know what's in the phones that we haven't already seen. I mean, that wasn't, when I heard about the phones, it wasn't a big deal to me, you know what I mean? She talks nice. You know, she's a nice girl. So I don't picture her having like greasy emails calling black people the N-word or whatever. I don't picture her with that. And of course, there's lots of naked pictures that haven't been photoshopped yet. But even before photoshopping, even with no makeup, I think we can all agree that she's still a beautiful girl. But here's the thing. Kim needs to have more security. And I know that can be a pain in the neck, because you always have to have somebody around. I was shocked, like, okay, so there was a security guard posted outside of her apartment door, allegedly. Now, the best thing is that, because when I woke up this morning, they said that she was staying in a private house. And I'm like, a house? There's too many windows, too many doors, not enough people on patrol, you know, like that. But at most you have 2 entrances. That's the most. Like the main front door, right? And then maybe there's that door in the kitchen off the laundry room where the garbage shoots out there. You know, that little back door situation that you barely use. Anyway, she needs more security, and the security needs to start with one that sits with the concierge. It's like post up your own concierge. Then one that sits outside, and maybe two more that stay inside. And everybody works shifts. And you know what, Kim, if you wouldn't post everything, but I understand that this is how this girl makes a living. There's her new ring. Kanye gave her a new ring recently, so she posted that along with her grills. As grills go, those are nice grills, though. You know what I mean? They're not all like grilly. Those are nice. Anyway, I think that Kanye and Kim need to have a meeting. And what Kanye needs to do as a man, and stop being a diva, Kanye. What he needs to do, you need to pose as a man and speak to your wife about just about, you know, Kim, you've amassed enough money at this particular point that if you gave up half of the posting that you did, it would probably make a large difference in your life, dear. You know, but when you get on there and you're bragging about your jewelry and you're bragging about your cars and where you stay and what you do, and of course we all have your schedule. We know your schedule better than we know our own schedules because you put everything online. You know, I mean, this could have ended really tragically. Although I am sure this was an inside job. No, I don't think the concierge had anything to do with it, but I think that one of them people that Kanye and Kim called friends, because there are vultures always around waiting to vulture. And they knew that you were in there 3 o'clock in the morning. You were by yourself. Your sisters were probably out at the club or something. The kids weren't there. So, you know, it was probably like, all right, look, don't kill her. Just go in there, you know, and they knew exactly where to go to grab that jewelry. And then they, by the way, all 5 killers jumped on bicycles and drove away on bikes. And Kim left for France on a private plane this morning. I can never sleep after something like that. Like, how do you get your life back? Even when you get back to the safety of your own home in Calabasas, how do you sleep? How do you, and who do you trust? I'll tell you, there's a leak in security. Fire everybody. So, you know, then last night happens. I'm still distracted by the Michelet movie that I saw earlier in the day. I was calling anybody who would listen, but they couldn't quite understand it. They're still stuck on the voice. Ow, how do you watch a full movie with her with that voice? I'm like, shut up. You know what? I'm trying to tell you about something that's gonna come on TV, but it's not gonna come on until October 15th. And you've got to make an appointment to watch it. So I'm so distracted by that movie that I almost forgot that last night was the 4th episode of Rob and China. Remember I told you I'd stick in there for 4 episodes before I decide either to stay with it or I'm tapped out. I'm done, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. You know, China's mom, Tokyo Tony, demanded to see Rob's phone to check if he's cheating. Well, no, take a look at this.
So you think she gonna want a baby with no father around? She didn't have a father around.
Yeah.
I want my boy to get bad. I don't want you to be that way. Are you cheating on her, Rob? That's what he says to me. Are you cheating?
No.
Give me your cell phone. Open it up. You don't need to look.
My thing is I just don't like to see people being disrespected repeatedly on TV. You know, you do it once, you do it twice, you know, everybody slips up, you know, she might slip and call him a name or something like that, but no, this is regular and steady. Rob, Tokyo Tony, and Blac Chyna have ripped your man parts off. And you wanna know what? I am over here pumping my fist for them. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Rob, you allow that to happen. Your mom, who apparently doesn't give a damn about how you're being perceived on TV, and your sisters have tapped out. But forget the sisters, they're busy with their own lives. This is where your mom, Rob, needs to come into your life and tell you, son, I can't see you on TV like this. Now, if you wanna have a baby with this woman who's disrespecting you at every turn and her mom whose nose is all in you all's business, then that's one thing. But I'm gonna call Ryan Seacrest right now and we're pulling the plug on this entire operation. Like as a mom, like how do you watch that? And then he's so awkwardly uncomfortable with himself. Everything about him exudes, I have no confidence. And it's not even about his size, it's about how he carries himself. Like he mumbles when he talks. He wears the same clothes every day. I mean, not the same ones. I'm sure he has, 50 pair of black sweatpants and 50 black t-shirts. But you understand what I'm saying? And you wanna know why I'm rooting for Tokyo Toni and Blac Chyna? Because if somebody is gonna let you do that to them, and your only way off the pole is to, you feel what I'm saying? This is not exactly a girl who went to medical school and graduated from Cornell. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a, let's be real. Tokyo Toni had Blac Chyna when she was really young, so she ain't exactly Mensa. In terms of her formal education and, something to fall back on. So in the meantime, they've fallen back on Rob, who's got plenty of fluff to fall on. And so, I root for them because, you know what? They're not harming anybody except for Rob's ego. But because Rob is letting it happen, then you all enjoy continuing watching. Rob and Chyna airs Sunday nights at 9 on E!